Let me first tell you, thank you so much for giving your time to be here. You guys and how your time spent this year will have so much more impact than you even realize. I mean, it'll be amazing, and you'll see that as the year goes on. Like I said, my name is Phil Cobb. I have a son here who's in the 5th grade, so we're at the end of our round top journey. Our family has a particular love of public education. My wife is a developmental pediatrician for Prisma, and so we also care for the kids that need a little extra help in the classroom. So we're big believers in investing in positive ways for all our students. So with that in mind, I want to give you guys some tips and some instruction on how to make your volunteer experience the best it can be, and also how we can do this in a way that really helps the school continue to flow smoothly during the day. So the first thing we would always ask is be on time. So if there is a volunteer opportunity you've signed up for, please do everything in your power to be here on time, so plan ahead. You'll always have to sign in for the most part at the kiosk. Occasionally, there will be a time where we have like a major event where we'll bypass that. But if you're going to volunteer in the classroom or something like that, yes, you may have, for like a major event, we may just give you a sticker. Otherwise, you will need to give yourself time to sign in at the kiosk. It's really important for security. But please be on time. That's the biggest thing when you get here. Second, please respect the building. And what I mean by that is, from the moment the kids are here till the end of the day, there is learning happening. There is something going on. I can speak from experience. I was a substitute teacher for the last 5 years. So part of the reason that I get to give this instruction is I know what it's like to be in the room instructing and have like an interruption. So where that really comes in is you can't just pop in and say hi to your kid. That is, a teacher will get things going. All right, everybody's in tune. There's a knock on the door. Somebody goes over, opens it. Oh, hey. 15 minutes to get everything back together again. So that's one thing. We actually had that issue towards the end of last year where people came into the building and they sort of would go off and they would go say hi and then come and volunteer. Please do not do that. The administration, really, we have a great relationship with them in terms of like allowing us freedom to do a lot of great activities, but it's because they trust us as volunteers. So please, if you may happen to see your child walk through the hallway, so you may get chances to say hi, but do not make pit stops to the classroom. When you can make a visit to the classroom, we ask, teachers love it when you participate. So you may get opportunities to read a book for 30 minutes or 10, 15 minutes, something like that. You can schedule that with your teacher. They love that. You just need to schedule it with your teacher and the time and date, and you can come in and volunteer. That's a great way to volunteer in the classroom. In some ways, it gives the teacher a little break. It gives you a chance to invest in your students, your student and their friends in the classroom. So that is one way that you can visit your kid during the day. But that's not an all-the-time thing. So that's a once-in-a-while thing. You may see some things that are a little bit of a struggle. There occasionally are some behavior issues that are in the hallway. A child may be having difficulty. Everything you see in this building is confidential. Okay? You don't talk about it with other parents or friends, whatever you see. What you see in the building stays here in the building. That's part of the educational environment. This has to be a safe space. If your child was involved in something, you wouldn't want other people gossiping about that, right? So think about, what would you want people to know? So just be gracious with what you see, and if something's going a little haywire, that's usually a good opportunity to just kind of slide in a different direction and let our All of our staff are really well trained in that, and we have on site, we have a behavior support program. So we have some kids that have some extra challenges in terms of emotional regulation. So the faculty is trained in that, but we just want to give them their space to be able to do that. Always respect dress code. So just think about whatever you're participating in, make sure you dress appropriately for that. Also, like for this, it's great that we have our little friends, but make sure you think through whatever the activity you're doing, is it appropriate for young kids? And is it going to be a distraction? And if it's going to be a distraction and you don't have a childcare option, that might be one just to sit out. So the last thing I want to address that I think is really where you can have the most impact is we want to be positive adults, presences for these kids. They get their teacher, they get their parents, but every kid needs additional adults. So let's say you're volunteering for duty-free lunch, which is an opportunity that will be coming up this year, where we give the teachers a break, right? You sign up, we're basically the cafeteria monitors. If you see a student following directions and eating and they put their trash away, tell them, hey, I love how you did your trash. I love how you picked it up and put it away. Give them that positive feedback. That goes a long way. They remember that. Catch the kids being good. You are allowed to go. If they're lined up to head out from their time, go give them fist bumps. Thank you, guys. You guys did a great day. Have a great rest of your day. Every opportunity that you can to have a positive impact is a wonderful thing. And so I want to make sure that you know you have the freedom to interact with the students, but make sure it's positive. Give them the positive. Catch them being good. Any questions that you have this year, feel free to ask any of us. We would rather answer the question and give you clarity on something than have something go wrong, you not know, feel uncomfortable. We want you to be empowered as volunteers, and we are so grateful for everything that you guys are going to do in impacting our students here at Round Top. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for everything you're going to do.
Thank you, Phil. I'm going to do a brief overview of the calendar. I'm not going to read through every month. You guys can do that. But especially for those of you that are new to the school, I just wanted to explain a few of the different categories of things that we do and what some of these things might be. So first of all, in terms of fundraising, which that is not all that we do, but obviously it is important. We try to give as much back to the school as we can. So our fundraisers for the year, there's actually one coming up next week. It starts on Tuesday, and that is our Spirit Wear sale. We're really excited that we're going to be revealing new things because we have new logos this year. So there's going to be some fun t-shirts and things like that. Those will be on sale for 10 days. And so a portion of those proceeds will come back to the PTO. We also will have some nights throughout the year that are family fun nights. There's one coming up this month at Jeremiah's Italian Ice. Did everybody get to try some of that at Meet and Greet? If you have not been to Jeremiah's, it is so good. My family goes there way too much, so it is addictive. But Jeremiah's is kind enough that for that day, anybody who goes and gets something from there and mentions Round Top, 20% of what we spend is going to come back into the school. Last year we did Red Robin as one, and they also gave us money back to the school. So we try to mix it up with where we go, but that's kind of what the family fun nights are about. Our biggest fundraiser of the year is Booster Fun. That'll be in October, and I'm going to let Emily talk about that in just a minute because Emily is all things booster. And then come the spring, we have, let's see, what are we doing in the spring? In the spring, we're doing something a little bit different. In the past, we have done Readathon, we've done Penny Wars, we've done lots of different spring fundraisers, but this year we're gonna go on a limb and try to do something different. And as a part of Spring Fling, we are also gonna have a silent auction with lots of fun things to put on, and that will be used as a fundraiser. Some other family events throughout the year. Our Wingman 5K in February is really fun. Last year we started it as a color run with the powder that you throw, and that was a big hit. So we have been told by the kids that we have to do it again this year. So it's a ton of fun. And
as a parent, make sure y'all put some plastic down in your cars out there. I'm about to say, we don't have any shoppers here out of high school. So I still got pop in my truck right now. It was fun. I had a good time.
It does make a little bit of a mess. Our Ace the Bear mascot is having to go to the dry cleaners because he still has some powder on his hands and feet. But it is a ton of fun just to hang out with other families outside of the school setting and just to do something fun. So Phil mentioned duty-free lunch. For those of you that are new to the school, a couple times a year we try to do this just as a treat for our teachers. We will ask for parents to volunteer. We usually do 2 shifts so that you're not here for an extended amount of time. But we will come into the cafeteria. The teachers will drop off their kids. They'll go through the lunch line and sit where they normally sit, but the teachers get to leave. They get to go to the lounge or their car or the classroom or whatever, wherever they want to go. They can't leave. But, they just get to be free from their kids for that short period of time, and we really love doing that for them. And duty-free lunch is so fun. You get to interact with the kids. This year
I'm DJing.
Yes.
So it's going to be a party in here. It'll be fun.
Yes. So that will be an additional thing this year. But duty-free lunch is really fun, and we enjoy doing that for the teachers. The last thing that I want to touch on are the PTO meetings for the year. Last year we tried to alternate between doing some in-person and some virtual. And I think it got kind of confusing as to, is this one virtual, is this one in-person? So this year, all of them are going to be both. You can either come to the school in the media center and attend in person, but it will also be a live video stream so that you can watch it from home and type in your questions and still participate. But we just want to have as many people involved as possible. And our first meeting is coming up on September the 23rd. They're all on Mondays and they're all at 5:30. That is for the sake of our teachers. They all stay late on Mondays for meetings and things, and so we keep that on Monday. That way the rest of their days of the week are free. But we would really love to have you guys at the meetings. The first one of the year is always really great because we get a snapshot of kind of all the things that are going to be happening. We do an overview of last year, and we love to have your input, your questions on things that we're doing. So we look forward to having you at that first meeting. Let's see. The calendar was kind of my baby this summer. It was really important to me to get as many things that we already knew about into your hands, so that way you can adjust your work schedule, your childcare, things like that. It was really important to me. But there are always going to be some things that don't make it onto the calendar. Things like we'll ask for volunteers for vision and hearing screenings. That's something that the nurse has to schedule. We're not really involved in that, so she lets us know, and we will let you know as soon as we know. And then, like Miss Simon schedules the book fair, and sometimes we ask for volunteers to be the checkout people at the book fair. We don't really get that until Miss Simon schedules it. So you might see some things pop up throughout the year that weren't on the calendar, but we'll give you as much notice as we possibly can.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I had to write all of this down because I didn't want to leave a single thing out. Last year, I was lucky enough to shadow Emma Burns. She did Boosterthon, 3 years now? I believe she's done it for 3 years. And she went out on a limb 2 years ago, and now we get more of the donations brought in from families because we run it ourselves. We do not have Booster come in. They do not. Yes, absolutely. And Boosterthon is our #1 fundraiser. And what they do is we do a whole week of activities. The kids watch videos, we hype them up. Our related arts team is now our booster staff, I would call them, and they have been great the past couple of years. So what we do is we ask for donations throughout the week, and with the donations, the kids get little prizes, and then we end our fundraiser with a fun run at the end. And you can do a flat rate donation, or you can do by lap, whichever one you prefer. I think majority of people do flat rate, but we offer both. So that is kind of a brief overview of what Boosterthon is. This year it's taking place, it is starting on October 7th, and we will fundraise that entire week, and we will end with our fun run on October 16th. And then, so in previous years, I wanted to give a brief explanation of this. Funds collected from previous years are still allocated for new playground equipment, a new marquee, and installation of both. We are still working through approval for these projects with rising costs of materials and permits for zoning. Things that we are raising money for this year. So like Mr. Johnson said, the larger playground is always on our to-do list, but we also came up with an idea of doing like bins for each grade level with kickballs and different smaller playground equipment. So that is something we're going to be doing. And we are currently, the PTO has been working with Miss Arundale. She is our reading coach here, and she has a new reading program. And she sent me a little blurb about it. So I'm going to read this. It's Decodable Reader Library. This project will allow teachers to better support students in small group instructions, specifically in reading. Research proves there is a specific way our brains learn to read. The resources in this library will be available for all teachers so that the students can receive a high-quality, research-based instruction. So we've been working on that project. That should be done. I mean, we're working on it pretty quickly. So I would say in the next couple weeks we'll have that one wrapped up. The other thing, we are going to do a new projector for our multi-purpose room, and that is extremely necessary. We also wanted, let me see, what else did I miss? I think that's it. We will be looking for volunteers. Be on the lookout for a sign-up email. We will need parents to help out with our gift distribution, like the prizes for the kids. That happens the week of Boosterthon. And usually that takes about an hour in the morning, so I would maybe 7:30 to 9. And then we also need help with our setup of the fun run and breakdown of the fun run. So be on the lookout for those emails. Like I said, it's going to be busy from October 7th, and then with the fun run being on October 16th. So I believe that's all. If you have any questions between Mr. Johnson and myself, we should be able to answer them.